Hi, thanks for joining us on our special TV report on Gladiators Track with Akon. As we all know, no country is complete without its legal system, and its effectiveness is determined by those who ensure that laws are in place, they are fair and just, and they are properly interpreted and applied to foster peace, prosperity, and continuous progress for the country and its people. Today, we have eminent personality within the Nigerian legal space who will be addressing burning issues within the legal sector, the challenges, its role in the growth of the nation, and the way forward. I tell you, I promise you, it's going to be very incisive.
Chief Emeka Opoko SAN is a versatile legal practitioner with a wealth of knowledge and experience in various aspects of the legal field. He is the principal managing partner of Straddle Partner, a full-service law firm with over 30 years of experience in litigation and arbitration, telecommunication law, aviation law, dispute resolution, and consultancy in the areas of commercial litigation, election petitions, and banking practice. He is a strong force in the field. Chief Emeka Opoko started his legal career at the University of Nigeria Enugu campus, where he obtained his Bachelor of Law degree in 1988. He attended the Nigerian Law School, Lagos, and was called to the Nigerian Bar in 1989. He obtained his Master of Laws degree with a specific specialty in cooperative company law and secure credit transaction from the University of Lagos 2002. Over the year, he has represented various interests, including Federal Aviation Agency, companies' petitions, handling high-profile cases in the highest court in Nigeria, the Supreme Court of Nigeria. He is a chieftaincy title holder, the Okwa Bujike Agulu of Anambra State. He is a member of the Nigerian Bar Association and a number of other legal associations, government council, among others. In 2017, Chief Emeka Peter Opoko was deserved elevation to the rank of the Senior Advocate of Nigeria.
The opportunities in the legal profession are so very numerous. People have gone ICT way. Lawyers must brace up and go that way too. Information technology. Today, briefs can come through email, WhatsApp, Instagram, so many ways. Then too, the idea of one-man practice, as far as I'm concerned, is also a problem in today's Nigeria. 3, there are so many emerging areas of practice. Practice of law is so wide that anywhere you choose to build your capacity, develop yourself, naturally you will excel. Naturally, if the system continues to develop well, if we do our cases speedily, if we do our cases without hitches here and there, if our cases are no longer suffering protracted litigation, naturally, a foreign investor who is coming to Nigeria now knows that even if he runs into trouble, there's a place to resolve the issue. And the place is the court or an arbitration center. But where you are not sure, oh, this is a place where litigation can take you for 10, 15 years or 20 years. The foreign investor will say, hey, these people, if he has any problem with them, how do I resolve the problem? Where you are also able to stamp out or at least minimize or reduce corruption, it has its own positive effect, even on local businesses, because when they have their challenges, they know where they can go and present their case, which remains the last hope of the common man. And the court will look at it, they ventilate their case, hear each of them and then form an opinion. But where you are not sure of all these things, it's a problem. And for me, the Legal Practitioners Act has done its own role. But like every law that remains old or anachronistic, there is need to continue to improve on the law based on the challenges we see as we grow. The world is getting dynamic. There is globalization. The world has come together, becoming like one global village, a small place. So that from here, you access America, you access any part of the world. The Legal Practitioners Act may not have anticipated, and indeed didn't anticipate some of these things. So the act should also help, or rather there's need to improve on that act. Lawyers are actually suffering as a result of that, some of the provisions there too. If lawyers are allowed, or rather if you go to the act, it restricts us from doing certain things. But I think we are getting to a level where lawyers should also be allowed to run the practice as business. Yes, the biggest challenge I have here, I won't tell a lie, is in the running of the business. The management of the practice is a major problem. You see, I can only be a lawyer. I'm not a manager. I am a lawyer. Therefore, I can sit down here and write briefs, write legal arguments, dissect legal issues and apply the law to them. But in running the nitty-gritty of the business, running the day-to-day affair of the business is a big challenge. I have also implemented ICT. I use some apps. For example, we use CaseFee. But like I told Law Pavilion people when they came here for all those artificial intelligence, I said, hey, beside IT, the fundamental problem is in the running of this IT. Like I have an IT person here who, as far as I'm concerned, is not doing well.
Ojo Olalekan Johnson, SAN. When it comes to deep knowledge and applications of the law in Nigeria, Olalekan Ojo, SAN is a stalwart. He is the principal of the Chamber of Olalekan Ojo, SAN & Co., also known as Comfort Chambers, a leading firm of top barristers and solicitors in Nigeria that provides a wide range of legal services to both individual and corporate clients, well known for his professionalism, conduct, and intelligence in matters of the law. Olalekan Ojo, SAN has handled and won well over 300 cases. Prominent among them is the case of Major Hamzat Al-Mustafa, the former chief security officer of the late Nigerian military president, General Sani Abacha. After the former over 15 years incarcerations, is also the defense counsel to Aziz Fashola, popularly known as Naira Marley, his credit card fraud case. As a foremost defense attorney, Olalekan Ojo, SAN has definitely carved a name for himself with his consistency in the legal circle. In July 2018, Ojo Olalekan, SAN was appointed Senior Advocate of Nigeria.
The legal system once had a glorious era. I agree with you. Unfortunately, things are not as they were 25, 30 years ago. Two major factors are responsible. Judiciary, the operators of the system, our judges and our lawyers. The low quality of legal practice is responsible. The lawyers of today are not as hardworking, as diligent, as passionate as the lawyers of old. This has certainly impacted negatively on the legal system. You must have heard or two about comments about the way and manner judges are appointed. In recent years, the clamor has been, make sure it is merit-based. Make sure it is quality-based. People have realized or are realizing that many get appointed without being qualitative. And where such a situation happens, it will certainly impact on the quality of justice delivery, which will ultimately impact on our legal system. Well, it is not possible for me, or indeed for anybody, to fault the reason for the resignation of the erstwhile Chief Justice of Nigeria. However, the resignation took place within a month after 14 justices of the Supreme Court signed what I can refer to as a protest letter. It was more or less a petition against the erstwhile Chief Justice of Nigeria. To the best of my recollection, that petition is unprecedented in the annals of this apex court. So it will be difficult to dismiss that there is no nexus between the petition and the eventual resignation of the SYCJN. It was a development that shocked many people, including myself. It was a shocking one, but nevertheless, we have come to accept it. I want to say that I have known my Lord Honorable Justice Ariwola, acting CJN, right from his days as a judge of the High Court of Oyo State. At his swearing in as the acting CJN, he declared that he will do his best. And I'm telling you today from his antecedents, his best would usher in a most glorious era for the legal system in this country. It will certainly take the judiciary to the much desired heights, which would gladden the hearts of all stakeholders, including the members of the public. I have confidence in his ability to do what he has promised to do. Time will vindicate him. Integrity, impartiality, and courage. You see, the apex court should demonstrate ability to dispel every form of insinuation relating to impartiality.
The retired Chief Judge is first and foremost a public officer, and the retirement to a public officer shouldn't be anything new. What is bringing out the news now is the sudden manner in which he left the position. The only thing is that it was sudden. Once one person retires, another person takes over. So it has no negative impact on the judiciary in the country. Justice Olukayode Ariwola seems to be the next person to the retired Chief Judge. So automatically he steps into his position. I'm happy that he is also part of the Supreme Court. He has been part of the Supreme Court for years. He's aware of what is happening in the judiciary system as at now. He was one of those who wrote the petition to the ex-CJ complaining about the situation in the judiciary and in the Supreme Court in particular. So his coming in wouldn't be a new thing for him. The only thing is that he will now pick it up where the ex-CJ left it. As a lawyer, I feel sad about the situation in our judiciary. For crying out loud, this is information and communication technology era. I don't think the judiciary is being well catered for in this country. Recently, I learned that there was a proposal for the upward review of salaries of judges. And I hope that the executive would be good enough to implement all this. It is implemented and the welfare of the judges are improved upon. Definitely, our judicial system will change for the better. The challenges facing the chambers is generally the challenges facing the whole nation. But because we are litigation bound here, the challenges in the courts we are also facing. To file papers in court is another thing. Then the cost of filing papers, in your state it is still okay. If you go to other states, it is astronomical because the common man wouldn't be able to access justice system. But we hope that if things improve, like the filing system, if you can do it by e-filing and so on and so forth, sit in the comfort of your office and you can file papers in the court without you being physically there.
What one can look at is that when you talk about legal system, it includes both the courts, the functionaries of the court, and then the rules, the procedures that make up the entire legal system. What you could say is that the legal system needs improvement in terms of the personnel that run the courts, in terms of the rules, and obedience to the rules. So if you say dilapidated, you can be talking about buildings. Like every other thing in the world, the legal system evolves, because technology changes. There are certain parts of the law that people never did before. There's now communication law, entertainment. So the law is evolving as the world is evolving. Technology is coming in. Lawyers are keen in. The fintechs now. When we are younger, you never heard GSM. A lot is happening in the telecommunication, the energy law and that. And now people are talking about internet, laws of internet and everything. So it's quite a dynamic profession. That's why lawyers are said to be learned and not just educated. I disagree with that. There's justice for everybody. When you see the emblem of justice is an old lady that is blindfolded. So she doesn't see the rich, she doesn't see the poor. On the contrary, they say that the law or the courts are the hope of the poor man or the common man. What you can talk about is perhaps the access to justice that's been really is expensive. In Lagos, they're getting it right. They have an office of the public defender who can take up cases for those who are not able to do that. So really, in Nigeria, you can't say there's no justice for the poor. Rather, the government can do more to have access to justice made quite easy for the poor. Lagos is doing right on that score. And there's a lot of NGOs too who take up people's cases. Even some law firms, sometimes we do matters pro bono. The development of Nigerian legal system is not extant. It develops according to what happens in the world. For example, at my own time as a junior, you don't do e-filings. These days in Lagos, you can do e-filings. When we were growing up, the judges used to do, they take notes longhand. In some courts now, there are, recorders that record the proceedings, and then they can transcribe later. So the legal system in Nigeria is developing with the world.
Alhaji Sanusi Olasukomi Alimi SAN, born March 12, 1952, is a man of outstanding qualities and impeccable character with exceptional achievements.
You see, legal profession, as we know it, is a very honorable one, an old profession. The fact still remains, in spite of that it is still part and parcel of the Nigerian society. So one cannot shy away from the fact that there are some developments that are really not palatable. But I think that can be attributed to the general decadence in our national life. And I think the leaders of the bar, one of the things that need to be done is to ensure that the ethics of the profession are strictly adhered to. Not necessarily when somebody becomes lawyer now, even right from the training period, like in the university, like in the law school, everybody aspiring to be a legal practitioner should have imbibed and accustomed himself or herself to the tenets and ethics of the profession. And I think with that, it will not be difficult when you become full-fledged member of the profession to now abide by the ethics. And you see, part of the ethics, there are rules of practice. There are disciplinary measures. We should be very strict about ensuring that any erring member of the profession, no matter how highly placed or lowly placed, there is no question of he has not been sufficiently experienced. Anybody who runs foul of the ethics should be made to pay for it. If simply somebody resigns for health grants, ordinarily that should not generate any furor. But I think you are coming from the background that there had been one complaint of welfare shortage or whatever by his colleagues in the Supreme Court. That is part of the things that should be looked into. And if you listen to the current acting Chief Justice of Nigeria, that immediately when he was inaugurated by the president, I think he was interviewed by some of your colleagues, and he said that letter they wrote was not a petition. They make a complaint to him as the head of the team, like a primus inter pares, to look into this thing, to call his attention to them with a view to rectifying some lapses. So, in-house issue. But notwithstanding that, it gives your own concern. And I think the authorities, the people in the Supreme Court, they are all mature people. They work in team. They are looking into that. But if somebody resigns on health grant, I don't think there's any serious issue about that. The Constitution stipulates that if somebody is not able to continue the duties of his office, not only the CJN, even president or anybody, it is better to leave so that the responsibilities he owes to the nation will not continue to suffer. Circumstances teach every human being, a sensible human being, some lessons at every point in time. An experienced justice who had gone through the mills, he has been working with some other colleagues, even at least a number of chief justices, even before Justice or Honorable Justice Ibrahim Tanko. So he will be able to carry on. He has enough experience to carry on. And with the circumstances on ground and with the situation of our country, that will also be a sort of guide as to the kind of reforms that need to be put in place. The economy plays a very vital role in the dispensation of justice. For instance, they need tools to work with. That is part of the complaints they said they made. And he had gone through that. He had been part and parcel of it. Whatever it would take him to ensure that better working conditions are put in place, I'm more than confident that he will do it. Certainly, yes, I believe so. Because let's give an example. Our leaders always say they are going there, they are going to this place, part of the globe, that part, to invite foreign investors. The role the legal profession will play in that is not small. Because somebody who is coming here to invest will want to see that your legal system works. They are coming, they will enter into a number of contracts. They will make sure that there are ways, if somebody tries to cheat them, there will be ways of getting justice. And by the time they know justice can be attained, they will be confident to invest their money. That is one of the ways it will impact on the global economy. Well, first and foremost, grace of God. And like I said, part of the grace is that once you have good health, we thank God we enjoy good health. And you don't abuse your health. Good health is a grace of God. Don't abuse it. Watch what you eat. Take care of the kind of life you live. Don't engage in frivolities. And then be focused. And more importantly, be conscious of your God.
what I could achieve by my own hard work, by my principles, by my determination.
Every organization have issues from time to time. They probably have issues.
Whatever good that is expected from a jurist, they are all loaded in that man. So nothing less is expected of him, as the head of the judiciary in Nigeria.
The moment the common man loses confidence in the system, then the system itself is no longer relevant.
One of the things that can be done is to separate politics from the appointment of judicial officers.
It is very, very important that we have judiciary in all 774 local governments of the Federation. There must be courtrooms.
The various ministries of justice should also have branches within the ministry that take care of that, where people can go, those who cannot really afford it.
Hey, and that's about it from us to you. I believe you enjoyed it just the way I did. Don't forget to follow us on our YouTube channel on Gladiators Track with Akon. And also, don't forget to watch next week, same time, same station. And that's about it for now. Bye, and God bless.